A few days ago, I purchased this iPad Air from Apple. I paid a little bit less than $400 for this thing. And in this video, I will tell you why you should not buy the iPad Air in 2025. As always, without further ado, let's get started. And by the way, I really like this case, the iPad Air, very thin, very light. This case is not very expensive. You can put it like that. I like it. Well, let me start by telling you that modern iPads are a little bit weird, because Apple is trying to position them as a replacement for your MacBook. If you have some basic tasks, you no longer need a MacBook, your iPad is your new computer. And it's kind of weird because the iPad OS is a sort of iOS on steroids, but it does not offer you any MacBook experience. You cannot run macOS software, so basically iPad, even the iPad Pro, is still pretty much a device for watching videos, scrolling through social media. It's like a home device by default. It's not a device for creating content. Even though Apple made a Final Cut app on the iPad, I don't think there is even a single person on this planet who is editing Final Cut videos on the iPad, so iPad is still mostly a device for consuming content. Well, I purchased my iPad Air mostly for just one purpose: scrolling through Reddit posts, for watching YouTube videos, basic stuff. And you know what? Scrolling through Reddit using the iPad Air old-style 60Hz display feels like a pain in the ass. The iPad Air's 60Hz display is simply awkward. It's so bad, especially when comparing to 120Hz ProMotion display on my MacBook Pro or on my iPhone. It's literally impossible to use, especially when you are scrolling through social media. In my case, scrolling on Reddit. It's so bad, it hurts my eyes. I think I'll have to go to the doctor to check if my vision is okay after using the 60Hz display. Of course, I'm joking, guys. The display is okay if you're just watching videos or if you never use the ProMotion display. But if you have the ProMotion devices, trust me, using the 60Hz will feel very bad. Okay, back in the day, everyone was using the old-style 60Hz displays and it was okay, but nowadays, once you've tried the ProMotion, the regular 60Hz display feels very, very bad. And I would say that I would prefer to spend more money and get myself the iPad Pro. It's like $1,000, but at least you are getting a normal screen, a normal 120Hz ProMotion display. When you compare three iPad models, the iPad Pro, the iPad Air and the regular iPad, you will see that the price is quite different. The most affordable iPad starts from $350, then you have the iPad Air at $600 and the iPad Pro at $1,000. Honestly, I think the regular iPad, the cheapest iPad, is a much better deal because at least you are getting a simple iPad experience with almost the same display, it's the same refresh rate, but you pay a cheaper price. The iPad Air is something very weird because it's quite expensive for what it offers you, but it still lacks some of the Pro features, and if you want Pro features like the 120Hz display, you need to spend more and you need to buy the iPad Pro, which is way more expensive. It's at $999. It's the price of the entry-level MacBook Air with the M4 chip. If I have to choose between purchasing the iPad Pro and the MacBook Air, I would definitely buy the MacBook Air because at least I will get a proper Mac experience with Mac apps and a built-in keyboard and trackpad, because if you want to add a Magic Keyboard for your iPad Pro, it's another $300. It's crazy, it's ridiculous. So When you are trying to convert your iPad Pro into a MacBook experience, you have to spend another $300, and still, the iPad Pro with the Magic Keyboard is not a MacBook because it's not running macOS, so it's still an iOS device pretty much. So at this point I would buy a MacBook Pro because anyway we're close to the price of an entry-level MacBook Pro. You know, you got the idea. Using the iPad Air for a couple of days was an interesting experience because I was watching a lot of videos. It's a nice device, I like the concept, I like the idea, but to fully enjoy the iPad experience you need to buy the iPad Pro, and the iPad Pro is pretty expensive. So what I will do, I will simply return my iPad Air to Apple. We have 14 days return policy and I will just get my money back. Guys, thank you for watching this video. Please don't buy the iPad Air. Peace.